Welcome back. Hello. We're so excited to be back.
Yeah.
New year.
New
2026.
2026.
That doesn't feel real.
Unreal.
Actually, in my calendar the other day, or I was in my notebook and I was writing, what was I doing? I was at church and I wrote down 12/1/25. Like I was repeating the month again, but it was the 1st of January. So that's just crazy how it's here now.
Yeah. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year and Merry Christmas if we didn't get to say it.
Yeah.
Crazy. We just ended a season 3.
Yes.
On our friendship and conversation series. That was such a gift and a beautiful time. And we had over 10 guests on.
Amazing.
Yeah, of our friends. And it was just such a fun time to be together, fun time to have conversation, to create, to just learn from each other. I'm still blessed from hearing just what the Lord did through each one of us in our conversation. And it was so beautiful. And now we're introducing a new season, a new series. Woo! So exciting, we're a little nervous because me and Priscilla were talking and we kind of have an idea of how we want the flow of our seasons to go, our episodes. And like we came from just our introduction, which was, we're almost at a year of doing the podcast, which is crazy. Coming in February
10th or something like that.
Yeah.
We have it in the calendar.
Yeah. So it'll be our 1 year, technically our 1 year anniversary of us doing it together. So that's a treat. But to see how far we've come and then how the Lord gave us the beauty and the gift and joy of the friendship series and just everything we talked about beforehand of introducing several different topics. And it was amazing. And now we kind of feel a transition coming where we'll still have guests on. We actually have guests planned, which will be really fun to have almost the same people on and some different people on, our friends and stuff. But we are entering a new season, kind of going over a more teaching-based, community or discipleship-based sort of content where, should we just say what we're calling it?
Yes.
Yeah, we're calling it, oh, did you want to go?
No, go for it.
We're calling it The Art of Daily Rhythms. And so this is a time for us to just share how the Lord has cultivated rhythms in our hearts and our lives that are beautiful and that have worked for us, not even working for us, but have created a path of health, a path of sustainability, a path of fun. So we're calling it the Art of series, basically. And each episode will be covering a different piece of, you could say, art. And in the sense we're talking about art of human expression, where every person has a hobby. Every person has a passion, which is so great and beautiful. But like we've talked about before, Jesus made us for beautiful rhythm in which we do life together, in which we go into the world and just create and form and make and just do life with Him, with ourselves, and with each other. So we have a whole bunch that we're going to talk about.
We're really excited about the guests that we have on.
Yes, we are.
We've had to convince some people to be able to come on, and because this is the first time that we're introducing also video, and we are so excited that we got the opportunity to do this. We've been talking about it for like 6 months now, and it's come into fruition, and we've had some beautiful blessings to be able to do this, and we'll share those stories as it comes. But some people are a little bit more intimidated with cameras, as we are ourselves, right? And so we've had to talk to some people and maybe coach through or address the issues of what fears are coming up behind maybe sharing their story, their testimony, or even the ministry work that they're doing. And it's something that you and I had to face.
Still facing
as we're doing this live. And what a great way to start this series of the art of something. This is an adventure for us. And we are going to have someone on with the art of adventure. And when he comes on, we won't be talking about adventure in this sense, but adventure in seeking new things, right? A new year, a lot of people put in that emphasis of a new thing they're going to do.
Yeah.
Right. The New Year's resolutions, which we're not advocating for and which we've talked about even last year. And I was re-listening to one of our episodes, the mid-year check-in today, and that we're after progress, not perfection.
Yeah, that's
good. You guys are watching us in like lifetime as we are practicing the things that we're talking about. So we're not just saying the things.
Yeah.
We're also practicing. And so stepping out and doing something that maybe fear is not the right word, but like it's a new thing. It's intimidating.
We're nervous.
Yeah.
I'm nervous.
So you're watching us as we're doing it, but we're also bringing alongside other people that we minister with that are also, powerful people in prayer and powerful women and men of God. And yet they're going to have to wrestle or acknowledge the things that come up for them as well.
Yeah.
As we continue to do this series.
Yep. So good. And like we said, this is new for us. So we're learning along the way. Shout out Henry, who has helped us with just the tools and and just the practicality of everything. There's a lot that goes into it. So shout out Henry. And we're learning along the way, which is really fun. And this is something we're growing into. I like how you said in the new year, we're not looking for a new thing, a new diet, a new fad that goes into your life where you just forget about it and then you shame yourself after. Like, that's not what we're going after. We're cultivating a life, a rhythm for ourselves that goes day to day with each other, with the Lord, and with ourselves. That is good, that it just brings us joy. And even in the midst of challenge or hardship, how we can go through that in joy, in goodness, in rest in peace, and stick to that and learn how to find that in everyday life, which you can. And we're walking that walk right now. It's a journey for sure. Every single person is different. Every path is so unique and beautifully gifted in that way, especially in which the Lord meets you. And we're going to talk about it. That's why I'm emphasizing the art of something, because life is like this beautiful art where you're just creating, and it's a beautiful masterpiece that you have with the Lord, and you get to find out what it looks like, how to venture with Him, how to learn new tools. And a couple things, we can share this without giving so many things away, because we like to keep you guys on your toes with what we're going to talk about. But last season we did 10 episodes, so we feel it's going to be in that same kind of lane of 10 to 11 episodes, and each one is going to cover a different type of art, a different type of rhythm of how you can integrate that in your daily life, whether big or small. Yeah. And that's the key there, is learning, okay, in my day-to-day life, let's first have a check-in of how my soul is doing. How am I doing personally? How am I doing with my family, with God, with all these relationships you have, all these components, and how we can do them in health. And the check-in is to say, okay, God, where am I in this space? Yeah. How am I living? How am I feeling on the mundane of life, and then also in the big things or hard things? Like, what's my pattern like? And asking the Lord, and even asking yourself, like, what does that look like for me? Am I responsive? Or am I reactive? Am I kind of going into destructive or negative patterns again and again when I hit a rough spot? There's all that grace for it. We've talked about it ourselves. Like, we've shared some of our challenges in walking this life, and
this last year alone. Life,
real.
just like the year.
Life's hard sometimes.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah. Life is hard sometimes, but finding the ground to get going again and learning the grace that the Lord gives you through it all, and how you can be met with such beautiful love. Like we talked about even with our friends last season, of I get to gravitate towards people and find community in my life that help me move past whatever it may be, or even help me grow into something I want to be, or something I want to do. It can be everything in between, of amazing and bad. Everything in between goes.
Yes, absolutely. So talking about rhythms and how to start a new year with that in mind and this new season. Mm-hmm. What are some things that you had prepared for today, Haley? What are we talking about?
Oh, you're asking me. I thought you were going to ask like the audience, like a Q&A, like here you guys go, take home homework.
Yeah.
I know this time we have our laptops out because we actually have notes and we
prepared.
have some sort of outline that we want to stick to, which is kind of the season that the Lord has prepared us for and keeping track on that. So yes, integrating, what does art mean? What is this rhythm that we're calling? What this rhythm that we're trying to integrate into our whole lives? Kind of pieced it into 3 modes, which altogether is supposed to be intertwined. So I mentioned earlier, like a personal rhythm, a communal rhythm, and a family rhythm. All of those components have the Lord and God in it, and how we get to learn how to piece those things together every day. So, for instance, as we follow Jesus, we want to model what he did, how he lived, and how his disciples lived. And he had all these components beautifully intertwined together in the midst of not perfection, but in the midst of life. He faced really hard moments in his life, obviously, as we know the stories. And he demonstrated for us how to live through those times. And even in the goodness of life, in the midst of his beautiful ministry, and every conversation he held, every path he walked, person he encountered, all of it together, he did it so beautifully. And we are to follow that and to take it into account of how we can live that each and every day. Now, obviously, the context is different where we live, the time we're in right now, what we're faced with differently. But it all still has the same foundation of how am I being met each and every day with the Lord, and how do I participate with him and partner with him in that and what he has for me. And this is where the art part comes in.
Okay. So what was the 3 to remind the audience?
Yeah. We want to develop like a personal rhythm, a communal rhythm, and a family rhythm.
Okay.
So personal, obviously, is just you, yourself, in the normal day to day, if we're thinking of that. And whether you live on your own, you live with your family, you're a mom, you're a father, you're single, dating, whatever that looks like in that scope, that you still have you, yourself. You have that part of yourself where you need not lonely time, but alone time, quality time with yourself, where you are just being apart from all the doings, apart from all the rules. And there's so much more to that I would love to get into, and we will eventually. But just to give you a piece of it, it's saying, oh, each and every day I need to be met with some sort of rhythm, some sort of space of just me and the Lord.
Yeah.
And I think many people can attest to that, even if it's just you yourself learning to get quiet time away from the loudness of the house, which is so good, but also learning to take space, take a step back, and just find, even if that's just a moment of your day, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, or if time allows, however long you can.
Yeah. And what you said, it's going to look different for everyone, right?
Correct.
So this is another way that people talk about this, is like devotion time, but it's personal time between you and the Lord. And it can be quiet time, reading, reflecting, journaling, all those things. But that's why we're bringing in different people with different backgrounds and different areas of what their alone time is like. Right now, I'm looking at my mom and dad are here in the background as our audience, and that's a first. But my mom's alone time is in the garden. Right.
Yeah.
And so cultivating time to be in the garden, or there's some people who love cooking, and that's, again, that it can be something that you're doing, but also that you're creating and inviting God in those moments, so that we're not trying to make this as you have to have this schedule, right? And that's usually what like New Year's resolutions really become about, is like this checklist and the things that you have to do in order to achieve your goal. And like, hey, we're not saying don't have goals, don't work towards something. Obviously, we have goals. We're working towards things. We have schedules and rhythms, but really making it a part of your daily life to integrate quiet time in what that looks like for you.
Yep.
Right. So, yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it's powerful, and it's a key that everyone needs in their life, no matter what it looks like. I still live at home, and I don't have kids yet, and I still need that.
Yeah.
You know, like every person needs that, no matter where you are in
even
life.
If you're more extroverted and you love people.
Yeah. You still need it.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's finding out what that is for you. And that's what these next 10, 11 episodes are really going to be about, is so that you can hear from people from different backgrounds, different ages, different genders even, right? For the first time, we're going to have a male perspective.
Yes.
We're really excited about that.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah. And the whole point in why do I need this for my life? If you really think about it, if you get down to the foundation of it, is we're of faith. We love the Lord. We love Jesus. So every day it's coming to know him. Every day it's meeting with his presence. It's seeing, what are you doing in my life, Lord? And how are you meeting me? And he meets you in everything. He meets you in gardening. He meets you in cooking. He meets you in these holy moments where you're just either completely marked by him in a sensitive, good way, or you're just taking notice, like, hey, God, I know you're there. And for me, I've been working on this for the past couple years, and I've just seen such a transition and transformation in my head, in my heart, in my body, of just coming aware of the Lord is here. I can be content, more than content. Most of the times.
Except when. No.
Yeah. Or like when hardship comes, like I can still, or challenge comes, I can still go through the moment.
Yeah.
Yes, we've talked about this.
Yeah. Well, this morning I woke up to like one of the most disturbing texts I've gotten in a long time. And I was so annoyed, even angry.
Yeah.
So angry to get that text. But it was like, okay, I have a choice. I can allow anger to take over and ruin this beautiful day that we had planned to record this. I was going to a high school to like present. And I was like, okay, God, I'm having a hard time letting go. I need you to help me soften my heart. Like literally, and I had to repeat it maybe 100 times. I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
It took a good half hour, if not the whole hour of me getting ready. And so I was like, what? I was brushing my teeth. I was putting on my makeup. I was doing all the things that I would still normally do. What did I learn? I should probably not check my texts first thing when I wake up. That was what I learned today.
Yeah.
And I've had it on my heart to not fall asleep with my phone next to me. And that's something that I know you're really good at. But it's like, that's one thing that I can do, right? Is not sleep next to my phone. Or not have my phone next to me when I sleep.
Yeah. Or just go to it first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was doing it because I was going to this high school and I was checking in with the teacher that is my friend and all the things, right? So I had some things to address, but could that have waited half an hour? Absolutely. I didn't need to wake up to that.
Yeah. So it's morning, day, and night. And the phone thing too, like shout out my mother, because I just kept that practice since high school when me and my sister had phones, and she made it like a rule in our family house to leave our phones charged downstairs when we go to bed. So we're not on it all night. It's not that temptation to just scroll all the time, which is really real. And I understand that. Like, I get it. But that practice really changed my life. I don't even think she knows like what it did and how like they've kind of fallen back. Like my mom's a mom, so I know it's different. She keeps her phone like not by her head. I think that's really bad, FYI. But or just she keeps it in her room. But for me, like that was just something. I still keep my phone downstairs in the same place where it was in high school.
Cool.
I just that clicked for me because I really liked it. I wasn't attached to my phone in an unhealthy way to where I'm just mindlessly scrolling on my phone. And I know there's grace for that and room for that, and we have that as a tool, but just for me in going to bed and just creating that cycle, that rhythm for myself, I will do it with my family, my kids. No
Mom
phones.
And Dad, why didn't you teach me that?
No, I don't even know if my mom really knows like how it helped.
Was,
yeah, it really did. But the same goes for any single thing that you have in your life, whether it's a void, I was gonna say a void in your heart, or just a temptation, or just, I don't know, something you're like, and as you come into the new year, everyone thinks of, oh, what's my New Year's resolution? What's something I can start doing? What's something I can stop doing? And it's this fast-paced thing of how can I get to it here and now? And whoa, that's why so many resolutions kind of break off and die off, and people get really sad and disappointed. They feel guilty and shamed, and I've fallen for that as well, me myself. And no, it's actually taking that step back and saying life is a journey. It's this great, beautiful process. And you have to switch it in your mind, this perspective of saying, yes, I get to do life with the Lord, with myself, and others each and every day. It's slowing down because we live in such a fast-paced world where everything's now. I need the problem solved now. I need my looks to look a certain way now. It's this beautiful gift of slowing down and actually being present in a non-anxious manner.
Yeah.
Where you're just at rest, at peace. Sometimes you have to fight for it, like you said today. Like I had to fight for my peace. Some days are like that. Yep. That's why creating a rhythm, a discipline for yourself, that's not mandatory. That's not a schedule. That's not, this list of things I have to achieve. It's just saying, okay, I know myself and I know how to respond to this because with the Lord and with others, I have built this life and continually am building it in health.
Yeah.
And so what does that include? Like we talked about personal time, and then everything under the sun that we said and mentioned also applies to communally with your peers, with your friends, with your coworkers. How can I be like Jesus in this time? Not in a cliche way, but just to be honest and say, I really snapped at that person today. I really became impatient, or I don't know, maybe I overdid it or something of that sort.
Yeah.
And it's still finding the room for grace. It's like, oh no, this life that I'm trying to build, it knows the love of Jesus, and it knows that for myself and knows that for other people.
Right.
And I'm journeying how to do that each and every day.
Right.
And it's coming to ask the Lord, how do I do that? And each person is different. That's why we're going to cover different topics of how to find the space for different things. And as you move and breathe and encounter and do all these things, there's something that comes over you. Me and Priscilla tried to describe it last episode of when we looked over last year of how the Lord met us and how we work through beautiful things like creativity and adventure and being spontaneous and just travel. Yeah, travel includes travel, yes, but also within just the everyday point of life, getting outside and going in the sun.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a vitamin D deficiency in America, probably.
Orange County, I don't think so.
Well, yeah.
I mean, the opportunity is there for you to get your fill.
It's on you if you're not going outside.
It's just finding the grace for that and the space to say, oh, I actually felt really good. And not just to please yourself or to like check off something in your box. It's to say, no, like, whoa, like I slowed down. I actually reflected within and found the Lord in this, and Him talk to me and Him meet me being outside in the sun.
Yeah. Like
I went to the beach the other day for just a few minutes. Like I was on my lunch break. And like the breath that I just got from being in the sun, I know it sounds maybe like cheesy or like, yeah, just go to the beach. Like, no, like if you actually slow down and pay attention and build that discipline in your life where it's saying, I need this because the Lord made this and He made me for this.
Yeah.
And everyone's different too. Like,
yeah, and we have the beauty and the privilege to walk outside and be so close to the beach.
Correct. Yes, but there are different landscapes.
Yeah, you might be in the desert or the mountains or even a valley.
Wherever, near and far, high and low, wherever it is. But yeah, that's what. And within community, like you need people. Yeah. I think I shared this maybe in our finale or something like that. Like we've always said we need to do life together, but I've never actually felt that in my heart, like truly like becoming awakened to that until last year. I love my people, love my family, love my community, but I just had this astounding moment and experience of just being like, I need people in my life. And it's a humbling experience to go through that, where I came at the end of just saying, I cannot literally do life by my own. I cannot do it on my own accord, my own way, my own strength. I can't. And that's the beauty of it, is I get to depend on other people. Yeah. And not, be like, here, Priscilla, here's all my burdens. Have fun with it. Like, no, I get to invite her in and she gets to meet me with whatever the Lord has and whatever she wants.
Yeah. Yeah, that communal part, right, is so important because when you are struggling, how many times have you struggled and no one knows that you're struggling?
Yeah.
Like that is a lonely place to be,
Mm-hmm.
right? It doesn't mean you are alone, but you've isolated so much that the people that you love don't even know that you're struggling.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's what we're talking about communal. So when we're also talking about communal connection and rhythms, we're talking about being in healthy community, right?
Yeah.
So there's the difference between having community that uplifts you and then having community that drains you.
Yeah.
Right. And as Christ followers, we're not saying don't go out into the world and be a friend to somebody, but we're also saying don't go out to the world, be a friend to everybody, and don't let anyone be a friend to you. Right. So that's how we ended our series the last series on friendship was like, God is a God of friendship. He came down to say, I am your friend. I am your comforter. I'm your counselor. I'm all these things. But we went from slave to friend. And so when we are out of friendship, out of community, we're going to feel the absence of the fullness of God. Right? Because if we're trying to do it alone, that's how it feels without healthy community.
Yeah.
So being able to be in a healthy place where you can be there for people, but allowing people to be there for you, I think is what we reflected on last year, what we continue to work on this year. And like this morning, I had people checking in on me, and I was like prayers for today and the podcast and all this stuff.
Aww.
And I was like, hey, one person in particular that I trust, Sahar, and she was on this podcast, and I sent her a screenshot of the text that upset me. And I was like, hey, can you pray extra for me today based on this? Because I need that, right? Like, so this is someone I trust. And I say, hey, I'm not okay this morning. Like, not so much that I was going to do something reckless, but to the point where I was like, my heart needs softening. And God, remind me to see this person through your eyes, that this person is your son or daughter.
Yeah.
And that you love them way more than I do, and that I have the capacity for at this moment. Right. So being in community is going to help you do that. Right. When you least want to. Right. for others and for yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's so good. And with community too, also opens up. I kept family rhythms more of a separate kind of entity because there's so much more to it within family, even though it's linked, it's connected, it's still blended within community and even yourself. And like I said, the Lord is in each part, each piece. And this is just a framework, a language that has helped me kind of attest to the check-ins, coming to the awareness of how am I doing in my life? And on the receptive part too, and like you said, allowing the gift of community to be in your life, to love on your heart, but also transitioning that to be for others. That's our whole goal. That's what Jesus did. He showed us how to love others, how to be for others and meet them where they're at. Yeah. And that's that transition. It's not just self-help. It's not just, oh, how can I get filled? How can I receive? It's also when you're in that healthy place, it's saying, how can I be generous to this person? How can I meet them where they're at and do life with them? And the big or small and the good things or the hard things, whatever that could be. And then the family part too is within, if you have obviously family, but whether you're a mother or father or sister or brother, aunt, uncle, cousin, like whatever that falls in line with, or chosen family or whatever that may look like, sometimes those rhythms look a little different because those are the people you do life with and see every day. Or there's
distance.
There's distance also, but there's that blood relation or that chosen family relation where it's like, you are my family. Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? Like the love a mother has for their child is different in a way than the love between friendships. Yeah. It's different. And then it's learning how within family systems, okay, how do I build a rhythm that's good for my family? That's good for myself. That's good for my spouse or my roommate, my brother, sister, whatever that may look like, my parents. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's going to look different for everyone. Like you said, you live with your family, so you get to see them every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't, right? And they live a distance away. So I know that if I go a little bit over 2 weeks, I miss them, right? Like I can feel it in my spirit, in my soul, in my being. And so I make it a priority that is like, hey, at least every other week, at bare minimum, right? But sometimes I'm there weekly in consecutive weeks, and obviously the holidays and all that stuff. But it's understanding what you need for your personal rhythm of life. That's why we're calling it the art of and the rhythm of your daily rhythms. That we're not trying to prescribe something to you. We're trying to why does my brain work in like rhythm, like rhythmic? I was like, not prescribe, anyways. We can I'm having a little moment.
It's okay.
How you can inscribe this into your day-to-day life is what I'm trying to say, right? Like, it's not a prescription. It's something that you want to follow because it's for the best for your lifestyle.
Yeah. And to kind of give a framework or like a term that helps you understand this walk, it's spiritual formation. It's learning to be like Jesus, how Jesus moved and walked and received and gave all throughout his life. It's I'm a theology major, so all my quotes are going to come out. But in school, shout out Professor Bill Doctrum, amazing man.
I feel like I know him by now.
Yeah, he is a spiritual.
Like I need to meet him.
Maybe he will be coming on the podcast in the later year. I'm going to ask him. Fingers crossed. I'm so intimidated, but in a good way. Like, I'm at the students asking, like, the professor.
I would love
like,
to meet him.
Oh, yeah. He would. He lives by me, too. So I'm like,
okay.
There's no...
Right. He's coming on.
I know where you live. No, I don't. But there's... In school, I came upon this amazing author and pastor and spiritual director. His name's Dallas Willard. And I, in my schooling, I had this emphasis of pastoral leadership, pastoral care, spiritual formation. So in the context of church, but also just in ministry in general and in life, how you can disciple others, how you can help them form their life as Christ wanted them to, how Christ invites them to, and learning how to meet people where they're at. And as we were talking about this and building upon this is all spiritual formation. And Dallas defines it in his book, Renovation of the Heart. I'm going to read it here. He says, spiritual formation as the spirit-driven process of forming the inner world of the human self in such a way that it becomes like the inner being of Christ himself. So it's that inner and outer parts of ourselves, looking within our soul, like we mentioned, like the 5 dimensions of the soul, how that is lived within yourself and also outwardly, and how Jesus demonstrated that so beautifully, as well as his disciples, as well as our beautiful and ancient sisters and brothers and spiritual mothers and fathers all throughout time, and how that is evident we will keep going through this, but this is just the intro part of our series. But how there's so many resources, not in books, yes, but just in people, and how we can learn from them, how they did life through the generations, how they did life together, how they moved through hard times, through beautiful movements, and just all throughout their lives, they cultivated some form of rhythm that worked so well. And every generation, every century is different, and you have to learn and grow and move through that, but the foundation's the same. And so we're going to hit on that a lot, this series of learning how to do it like Jesus did, in health and in fullness and all that he had for you. So, yeah.
So that kind of sums up the 3, right? The personal, the communal, and the family. And I think under personal, we kind of glossed over a lot of things because we're not going to detail everything, but like physical health is in that.
Yes.
Right? Like that's
coming.
Also an episode. Again, it's not to be like a fad, or it's all about the way your body looks. It's how am I taking care of the temple that God gave me? And 6 months ago when we were having our check-in, right, it was like, okay, I was like, I have not been utilizing the gym membership that I pay for, right? Like at the capacity that I could be using it at.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not just about working out. It's about finding the rhythm that works for you. Like some people don't like working out. It's walking, taking walks, or going hiking, right? So all those things. So those four things, but I guess I would even add a fourth. I mean, the three things, right? Personal, communal, family, and the fourth, with you started to talk about, is what is that like ministry call in your life, right? That it could be in your personal life, it could be in the communal, it could be in the family systems, but
Yeah, it's attached to all three.
It's attached to all three, but then how do you ensure that you're working on all of them without burning yourself out, so to speak?
Yeah.
Right. That you're not operating out of a place of I have to do these things and I'll be good with God, or because I do these things, like God is like ready to applaud me, right? It's no, how am I doing this because it's who I am. It's like I'm transformed by what God has done in my life, and it invites me to walk in the same vein.
Yeah.
Where we're never going to be Jesus, but we're striving to become more like him every single day.
Yeah. No, that's good. Yeah. If I was always taught like your ministry, as you said, your purpose, your calling is your whole life. It's not just in your job, or if you actually work in vocational ministry, it's in everything. It's attuned to your heart, your soul, with the Lord, and then with your community, with your family. And I think that's so beautiful because my sister, she just became a mom last year, and she graduated nursing school too while being pregnant and having River. And I was just so moved by it and seeing how the Lord has met her within her being a mom. So for her, and I've asked her this too, and she's okay with sharing. It's nothing deep or anything like that, but she was just kind of talking about how she doesn't know exactly when to go back to work yet, and he's not even 6 months old, so it's different. And that's the call. That's the season that she's in which she gets to serve proudly. She gets to meet her baby, meet her family, and even herself through that whole transition, and just be a light.
Yeah.
Bear light to her friends, bear light to her new community, and just learn to do life as a mother. And she's building a family of her own. And then, there's also nursing. There's also ministry, church. She sings, she leads worship, but she's doing that all within her family right now. And how that's what you're seeing. There's a
ministry.
And there's a timing for everything.
Yeah.
Everything is under the sun within that space. So we can share a little bit of what we're gonna kind of go into. So some fun topics of what the rhythms of life can look like in terms of how do I see that every day, or what happens if I don't have time for that, or just what does that look like? Some things we'll go into is creativity. We'll have our friend Charisse on again, which she was on last time, and it was such a gift.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Yeah,
it's going to be really good. Creativity and how you can be met with that, not just painting or writing,
Right.
which could be that too. If you're into that, yes, go for it. But it's also in anything and everything, and how when you find the space and make time for it, even if it's just a little bit of going outside and picking flowers, like that's creativity being used in that way. And she's going to talk a lot more on that. But the whole point of it is to say these are things in life that the Lord did. That was his very first act. He created, and how that is beautifully reflected in your own heart, and how you can use that every day. But creativity, adventure, what does life look like as an adventure? Life is an adventure in itself. So might as well pair it with the outdoors and just learning how to
Camp, kayak, fish.
all the big things, stuff like that, but also just learning to be outside for the fun of it.
Yeah.
And seeing the gift of that and what that does in your heart and your family and your friends. Even just watching the sunset every day is just like, I don't know. It's that where time stops almost for a second, and you just have this new breath, and it's just your eyes are just caught on the beauty of the sun. I don't know. I'm just always moved by it every time. We'll also go into, you want to share? Do you know?
I was like, are we doing it in order?
Yeah, so the art of creativity, the art of adventure, the art of writing, including poetry, journaling. I hope this doesn't sound like taboo, but this is just, if you learn from like our spiritual mothers and fathers, you see how they use this all the time, not as a task, but just a daily practice in which they come aware of the Lord's presence and how He's meeting your life. So within journaling and writing, there's a form of healing and release and strength that comes within just writing your day, writing your frustration, or even how the Lord is just speaking to you.
Kind of like all the Psalms and David
Yes. Uh-huh.
writing his frustration. I just finished Psalms again. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The Psalms is a great example of just, I read it every day because I'm just so moved by it's the language of the heart unfolding. And
Yeah.
we're the same way. We operate in that same manner and we need that. And we're going to talk about it a lot more in depth. But those are just some things we're going to get into, some rhythms you can add into your life that with ease and with joy and delight.
Yeah. Yeah. And so as our guests come on, we just invite you guys to get curious, to get open, to allow God to show you different things and avenues to just get plugged into these different rhythms.
Yeah.
And we're here if you have questions, if you desire some counsel or, not so much advice, but someone to walk you through those processes. That's what we're here for. That's why Haley and I work here at Testimony Life, as we've spoken about before. And we're just big proponents of what we do, and we love the people that we work with. And that's why we're bringing them on to share with you their insight and their knowledge and wisdom and what God has revealed to them through these processes of them also being obedient to the next call on their life, right? So just as we're being obedient to this next call of introducing video, right? Yeah, like it's something that we're going to continue to talk about, not because we're trying to boast about it, but in the sense that, man, God called us to do this when we had no idea how to even do it.
True. 6 months. I remember Priscilla said it was when we were recording some episode in the summertime, and she was just like, I just have a dream that we need to do video. And I was just like, okay, sure, whatever you say. I literally thought, I'm like, bad on me, not gonna happen. I just was like, we don't have the manpower, we don't know. But that's my doubt, and that I'm glad that was.
That's so funny you didn't share that with me.
No, I'm not gonna share that. I'm not gonna crush your dream.
Well, I didn't say a dream. I think you're misquoting me.
Okay.
I said, okay, Haley, I have this thought, and I don't think it's from me, because I actually would prefer not to have cameras for the rest of this podcast experience. But I keep thinking about it, or God keeps pressing it upon my heart. And I said, so I think it is God. I think it is Holy Spirit asking us to invite us into something new, to adventure into something. And I did ask you, let's pray on it. And be in prayer with me on if this is an open door, that He would make it clear, that He would make it possible, that He would bring in the people. Shout out Henry again. Right. And Bianca, who had equipment that we can borrow. And did we have to purchase something? Sure. But it wasn't such a heavy task that each step became available at its due time. Even this building, we just moved to this building as Testimony Life, and we wouldn't have been able to record as we're doing right now at the other office.
Yeah.
I guess we can record in my own home, but
it's different.
Right. But those doors were open, and because we were in prayer, I will correct you on, I don't think it was my dream.
Got it. No, it did come with an easiness, and that's how we didn't have to strive so much for it to where we hit every wall, every closed door. No, it was very soft and easy, and it flowed. Yeah. And we're here right now. And
and I said it doesn't have to be tomorrow. I think if this door does open, it probably will be next year, which 2026 is here.
She did say that, so that's really cool. But
so that's it.
That's our intro of
that's what we have in store for you guys for these next few episodes.
Building daily rhythms for yourself.
Yeah. And we're really excited for the people that came on. We're excited about the last episodes that we have. So if you haven't listened or tuned in, we would go back and listen to some of them, some great friends and mentors. And just a lot that went into that. So I don't know. Is there any last pressing thought, idea, scripture?
I'm just excited. This is something I think I've had this ever since we really started the podcast, like maybe in the springtime, I started planning. I had this idea of these seasons and topics of more teaching based and discipleship based, of learning how to do this together, how to build a life for yourself in the Lord and with the Lord. And it's here. And so I'm just excited. It's a learning process too. Like there's notes and things I didn't say. And so I'm learning the ground of how to teach that, how to navigate and how to have a conversation in this manner. And I'm just excited.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it is exciting. Like we said, when we first started this a year ago, or restarted this a year ago, we're not trying to come off as we know everything.
No.
Because we don't know everything. Life itself has to teach us so much, right? And time is what I mean by life. And so we're just excited that we get to do this in front of people, and that we're learning and we're stumbling at the same time, right? So I guess we ask for grace as well.
A lot of
the
grace.
hiccups that come along the way. But we know that we don't have to fear if God's with us. And if he says, turn off the cameras and never do a podcast ever again, like we'll do that too, right? So we're excited regardless.
Life still goes on.
Life goes on with or without our podcast.
Yeah.
So we're also just very aware that it's fun, it's adventurous, it's stretching us, but it's not a make or break us.
No.
Yeah.
So we're excited.
Yeah.
Follow along.
All right.
Stay tuned for our next episode. I think it's yeah, she's telling me not to say anything.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
You'll find out when it comes out.
That's true.
All right, friends.
Thanks, guys.
Love you.
Adios.